the next day, and he could be making it back to back the way we're going tonight, I reckon. But anyway, Chopper and Mark Jackson have just completed a sellout tour of Australia. Nice little snort there.
Yeah, sorry.
You've been on the snuff or something, haven't you?
Could have been on anything.
Chopper Reid and Mark Jacko Jackson have just completed a sellout tour of Australia with their comedy show Never Plead Guilty. Quite appropriate. Now, the reason of why the boys are on the show tonight, amongst other things, have a bit of fun, of course, but they also have been raising a huge amount of money for junior football and grassroots football clubs right around the country. They call themselves, and they've just had a hit show in Adelaide called the Wild Colonial Psychos. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, yep, you better believe it, tonight we have got live in the studio Mark Jacko Jackson and Mark Brandon Chopper Reid.
Stole that from me.
Well, Jacko, welcome aboard, mate.
Well, it's great to be back here. Of course, I used to work here, as you know. Lucky I'm not. I would have been starving to death. But yeah, I've hooked up with Chopper, and we've got a national tour going around called the Wild Colonial Psychos. We're off to Perth and Northern Territory and Adelaide with Terry from Vegas, and of course it's going very, very well. We've even stomped the boards of the theatre.
Ah.
And yeah, it's been really good.
Well, Mark, it's a bit of a career change for you, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Why
And what have you found going around all these grassroots footy clubs and the likes? What's been the overwhelming response?
Oh, it's good fun. If people like it, they get a laugh, raise a lot of money. A lot of battling clubs got the arse out of their pants, so they get us on. We make a few bob for them.
Now, what's been the major seller in the merchandise department?
Meat cleavers.
Now, Chopper, it would be fair to say the public at large are absolutely intrigued and fascinated by you, aren't they?
Eric Benner's doing me a bit of good, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah. Then again, I dragged him out of the rubbish bin and gave him something to do with his life, so I told him, you know, why not?
And you wander around, Mark, you might be able to answer this, Jacko. You both wander around undisturbed, no threats, no worries, no violence,
that's not quite.
no problems.
Put it this way, Sam. No one steals anything from the merchandise shop.
No. We were travelling from Mount Magnet to Leonora, and yeah, it was like the killing fields. There was that many dead animals where trucks plough their way through, and I don't know if the guy was out there on a sporting mission, but the actual Tarago got hit by a couple of shots.
With 3 shots through the trigger with an infield 303. You don't hunt kangaroos.
I put it down to bad luck.
Just pull back a bit here,
No. And you say the meat cleaver is the biggest item in the...
There they got Peter
merchandising.
Bazasto and Mark Jackson, you know, footballs and football jumpers. They said, you got nothing to add to the memorabilia? So I said, I don't know. So I just went out and bought a meat cleaver and signed it. It went for $1,600 at Roxby Downs.
You sold 2,000.
Then the drunken bastard started throwing it from one end of the bar to the other.
And you're not carrying, are you?
No,
Mark,
no,
you don't carry.
No, he parks that, and then of course...
No, just wondering, in case
I haven't carried a gun for a
minute.
No,
Listen, Sam,
I haven't carried a gun for... I've been out of jail 5 years now. I haven't carried a gun for a good 3 years, so... No, that's all right now. 7 years jail as soon as they find me one, so I don't bother.
What was your favourite piece? Just a Magnum or a...
Yeah, new model Black Hawk 44 single action Magnum.
I see, yes. No.
yeah, well, let's get off this. Yeah, well, you're having a bad night. Don't make it worse.
You better believe it. Jacko, you've got a DVD coming out. There it is.
Live at the Trocadero.
Tell us about this little number.
Well, that's a show that we put together. It's very Australian. It seems we're getting clobbered by Irish acts, English acts, and everything that's not Australian. And I think Chopper and myself going around telling anecdotal stories where people are getting a good time and laughing, raising a few bob. You know, it's beneficial not only for us, but it's also beneficial for them. So yeah, we're doing something, and like I said, you've got to get on with your life and move into something different. And I quite like working theatres and footy clubs and and the variety of it. You know, I mean, you'll work that out one day, Sam, when you actually get up on a stage and people actually pay to go and see you on the stage. It's a whole different environment. You know, walking with a big elephant, like these three guys here and yourselves, you know, talking about Kerry Packer, and you've got the opportunity. You've got the opportunity.
I like you, Kerry.
No, but you've got to have the ability to go out and earn a living. You know, well, not all of us can be blessed with a footy show. You know,
That's right,
and that's what we're doing. And it's very Australian. We've got stories to tell, and we tell them well, and it's bloody good entertainment.
No, you make a good point, Mark. We've been patently unsuccessful, and we're just wondering how we can actually just squeak by in the next 5 or 6 years.
Well, Gary,
This one, Mark, Chopper Mark.
you'll be able. I'll lend you some money for some more Botox.
I read your books, the first, the Chopper ones that came out, not the kids one, we'll get on to that in a minute, but I read this story, I want to know if it's true, about one day, I think you said you went to the Western Oval, you had a couple of beers, and Warwick Capper was playing.
Yeah.
Did it cross your mind?
I won't tell you I was standing next to him. His name's Gilbert, they call him the Tiger. He had 30 grand on him. He said, if you could shoot that bloke in the back of the knee, I'll give you 30 grand. I turned, I had the gun down here, I turned to look at the pie stand, I went like that. I wasn't going to do nothing, I was just checking the area of escape. By the time I turned back, he'd run away. He was on the football field, he was supposed to be running. I wouldn't have done it anyway, I was just looking.
Thanks for bringing that one up, Gary.
Of course, Gary's got his book out. What's the book called?
It'd be Speaky McGee, and this one's for you, Chopper. I brought this one along because I know you've written some kids' books, or a kids' book.
Well, the only difference between you, Gary, and Chopper, Chopper's actually sell.
This one goes on. We can box set them up.
Well, that's Mark's one there. It's called Hooky the Cripple, and it came a bit. It was. I know that there's going to be a couple of celebrity book readings this weekend when Harry Potter comes out, but it's after 9:30. We can go. I'll just read a little bit out of it, Mark, and maybe you can give us some of the inspiration of this. Hooky screamed, and drawing his fishing knife from his belt, stabbed Manuelo the butcher 21 times in the head. The butcher fell in the mud, dead. Has Becky got anything on that?
I
wouldn't read any out, Gary.
No, there's a new chapter I just wrote just then. Specky was in the playground at school, going through the ritual of picking teams at lunchtime. He looked at his lifelong friends, Danny and Robbo, and there was absolutely no doubt in the wide world who he was going to pick as the first player on his team. In his loudest, proudest voice, he declared, "I pick Hooky the Cripple."
Does anyone get shot or murdered in your book? I mean, come on.
That's when the ox gets a run in about book 8.
The only thing murdered in his book is the English language. Don't worry about that. Boys, you've got a song to take us out on.
Well, yes.
Actually, before you do, Jacko, because Mark, you've actually got a art gallery exhibition coming up. Just we'll roll the videotape here. There's some of your work, and you're quite serious about your artwork.
Yeah, why not?
Tell us about it.
Well, every other bugger makes money out of it, why can't I?
It's actually on at Dante's in Fitzroy on the 27th?
28th. 28th the private party, 29th whenever else we come.
Chopper, was that done while you're inside, or?
No, I did it outside. Well, the ones I did
There's
inside.
Ned Kelly with tits! That's quite unique.
All right, boys. Mark,
What are they selling for?
No, it's good stuff. I actually bought one of Chopper's paintings.
No, yeah, what it cost?
200 every Tuesday. He tells me when it stops.
Boys, you got a song to take us
Yes,
out.
this is the one we do on
I
the
got these
DVD.
words tatted on my back, and that's why we sing it.
It comes from the movie.
Cool Hand Luke.
Righto.
Called Plastic Jesus. I don't care rains or freeze as long as I got my plastic Jesus sitting on the dashboard of my car. Dressed in colours, pink and pleasant clothes in the dark, 'cause it's iridescent. Take it with you when you travel far. Get yourself a sweet Madonna, dressed in rhinestones, sitting on a pedestal of Apollonian shelf. Doing that if it ain't scary, 'cause I know I got the Virgin Mary assuring me that I ain't going to hell.